I think I'm ready for raising a boy.
Yeah,
but I'm not ready for raising a girl.
No.
No way. I have no idea.
No clue.
But that's why it's important to pick the right partner.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Episode 2. Yes.
Episode 2, yes.
So, a lot has changed since episode 1.
Yeah.
Not for me, though. Not for me, though. So, okay, welcome to episode 2 of Let's Talk Show. It's Marcin, your main host.
Main host.
So
yeah, let me say something, right? So after shooting the first episode.
So actually, listen. This is the second episode. I feel perfect, but if we want to talk about perfection, let's talk about you for a minute.
Yeah.
Right. So after shooting the first episode, I actually got a little bit ill.
Yes.
The illness has been very heavily disrespected by my co-host.
Disrespected?
You didn't care about my well-being. You didn't care about how I feel. I'm saying this now, we spoke an hour before recording this, but I already tell you this right now, yeah? You didn't care about me at all. You didn't care about how I feel. You didn't brought me no medicine, no nothing. I was just left to myself. All you done, you cared about titles, hashtags, subtitles, description, upload.
Editing.
We understand.
Yeah. I
understand.
Yeah.
They will understand that you are the main producer. But I'm the superstar.
Okay.
So that's where we are. But I appreciate your work.
I appreciate your work.
Even though you disrespected my illness.
Yeah.
And I got ill. And I got ill because of this place. Because of you. Because you kept me here slaving out for extra 2 hours watching what I've just recorded. We could have literally set up a different date. I was cold. I told you I'm a little bit miserable. You said, nah, just shut up, just do it. But it's fine. It's fine because now I'm back. You're back. We're happy.
Mm-hmm.
Anything to add to it?
Yeah, I struggled for the entire week.
I know you did.
Because you kept on telling me that I need to do some work. Every single day.
Because I was ill.
And then
we spoke about it so long ago where you said if one person can't give 100%, the other person will. We're supposed to be 50-50.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, during this week, I could only provide about 10%.
I understand.
And you didn't match your 90. You matched about 50. But we're back. This is going to be better. I've obviously prepared way more for this.
Yeah.
I've been prepared. Anyways,
okay, let's leave that. Let's get into the show.
Yeah, exactly. But firstly, how do you feel after first episode?
Yeah,
because it's not out there yet, so people haven't seen it, so we don't really know what they're gonna say. Mm-hmm. Or obviously, first it'll be like more so friends and family that watch it. Exactly. But how do you feel like how's your morale after the first one?
It's very interesting because, of course, as you were ill, I was spending a lot of my time rewatching the videos and editing them. This week in particular was hard because I had to learn a lot of stuff about editing, about the formats and the entire social media platforms. But I think it looks really nice for the first try. I actually enjoyed watching it myself. I found myself actually playing in the background, and I've agreed with a lot of the opinions. It would be stupid if I didn't because they were my opinions.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But I thought it was pretty interesting, and I just think it's a good journey. I'm really happy with the current outcome. I think there's still so much we need to learn. Yeah. But I think for what we've done so far, I think it's really good.
I mean, in the end, we are the product. So, as you say, it would be very hard to disagree with yourself.
Exactly, we are the product, and the post-production and the production part of it is almost like a packaging, right? Yeah. And if the product is good, and we manage to get some sort of success out of it, we will invest into the packaging. Yeah, right?
100%.
So there's so much we have to learn about it, but for now, I think the product itself, I thought was quite interesting. Of course, we still need to work a little bit on our confidence around the camera. Yeah. But I think it went quite natural. I know how I usually sound when I'm not in front of the camera. I know how you usually sound. And I thought we both appeared quite naturally how we normally do. So I think a lot of people, when they watch it, they'll be like, oh yeah, you're just yourselves.
Yeah, no, 100%.
So I think I was really, really pleased with it.
And I think, like I said in the first episode, that if people I said in the first episode, if people decide we're just idiots, I mean, people haven't seen it yet.
No.
But I don't think anyone could even say it, because even now I was talking with people, and when people hear that we're doing this kind of thing, like whatever it is a podcast, talk show, whatever it is, just us talking, people are already kind of like hyped on it. Yeah. People are on it, and they're like, oh yeah, fair play. Like if it's you two, then it should be good. And like even on the barbecue the other day, when Peter said like, oh, like you two start, and it makes sense because you obviously got your own ideas and thoughts and beliefs and opinions, and just like me, myself. And if we would try to make this more packed as a show, it would just probably not work the same way. Yeah. Where the two is just handful. It's enough. Yeah. It's enough.
Definitely, I agree. But one interesting comment I heard, I was speaking to one person, and I was telling them about the entire show idea. And she said that it's going to be like all jokey and stuff. And I don't think some people understand that we are not all just jokey.
No. Yeah.
I think a lot of people don't actually know that we also have that philosophical approach to us, right? Yeah. We have quite intellectual conversations. So I think it's going to be quite nice for a lot of people that don't know us very well to actually see the slightly different side of us.
Yeah, see the behind closed door. Yeah. Because we, especially me, myself, when we're out and when there's people, I'll try to be like this class clown. I'll try to make everyone laugh. I'll make myself look a little bit stupid. I'll put some stupid ideas out there so everyone can enjoy themselves a little bit. But behind closed doors, the conversations are different, and everyone will soon realize, especially our friends, how authentic this is, because we're still gonna talk stupid, like we always do anyways. We have to, and but we're also gonna talk behind the scenes of what we actually spoke about when we met alone, just me and you. Yeah. So, but at the end of the day, it's just our opinions that we're gonna share with everyone. So no one can get offended. We're not criticizing anyone. Everyone should have their own opinions, and if you don't, then grab yourself your own opinion. Yeah,
listen to us.
Got to be yourself, or just listen to us. Yeah. If you listen to us, bright future ahead of you.
Exactly.
Right. To be fair, do you want to add anything?
I was just gonna say, it would be nice if you could introduce the topics for today's show.
Yep.
I've heard you were about to say something, so I'll let you continue.
No. I was actually supposed to just start with what our topics for today. Okay. How we want to do it? Do we introduce all of them, or do we leave them a little bit in question of what's next coming? Or shall I just say everything we got?
Just introduce 2 umbrella topics, and then we go into it.
Okay. Yeah. So the first 2 topics, as we discussed earlier on today, we're going to speak about very briefly about religion.
Yes.
We're not gonna get into bigger depths of religion. We're just gonna have a little slight talk about religion.
Because we have our own point of views on religion, so I think it's going to be interesting to discuss it.
And for such a broad topic,
oh, you can't cover it.
It's not 20-minute chat. It's not 10-minute chat. It's not an hour chat. We can make probably. Now just sitting here about 5 or 10 episodes just from on top of my head.
There's so many different branches you can experiment with.
Yeah. So religion will be just one, just briefly our little thoughts. And another one which has been taunting me now for some time is raising children.
Yeah, you're getting to the age, right?
It is this
getting
age
old now.
25. Yeah. You too now.
Me
25 because it just hit. So we are kind of like in between of.
We start to think about these things.
Yeah, and it's like this correct time, I believe, like between 20 and 30 is that moment where you in this momentum where you start thinking about kids. Yeah. And 25, you're literally in between of it. So
yeah,
either you start thinking now.
If you haven't had a kid accidentally, then 25 plus is probably the ideal time frame.
100%.
Responsibly.
So my mum was 25 when she had me.
Yeah.
And I was fully planned. So I was well done, mum.
Just leave it there.
Well done, mum. No, well, I was fully planned. Yeah. Good job. My mum's a legend because she gives birth to a legends. Soon come. Anyways, so let's start with religion.
Okay.
Cool.
Love it.
Just as a little background for religion, I googled it. I wanted to give the definition of religion. Okay. Because we always spoke about opinions about religion, but definition is a bit different.
What we often talk about is not necessarily religion, it's more our belief.
Yeah.
And it's not specifically assigned to any religion.
No.
It's just something we kind of absorb and create.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So Go for it.
So the definition as per Google search and dictionary, I think Oxford Dictionary, don't quote me on that, is the belief in and worship of a superhuman power or powers, especially of a god or gods.
Okay, so basically it's a worship of someone of some hierarchy, right?
Yes.
Someone who's superior, someone who's above you, someone who has more power in general.
Yes. That's the belief and worship of. I don't necessarily agree with that definition because I would say this is more faith. It would be like, for me, it would be like more of a definition of a faith where you believe that there is something out there.
That's what faith is, yeah.
Yeah, and worshipping of it. Religion, I would put it
religion
as
is a set of rules, principles. It's almost like law, but just in its own form.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not sure if I fully... I mean, the definition must be correct. I mean, someone smart enough created that definition. So I'm probably wrong on here, but it just out of my common sense, I think that definition is a little bit like, I don't know, it kind of disagrees with me, you know? Religion seems to me like a group. And as you say, with laws.
Yeah, I think this definition highlights the faith aspects of religion, but doesn't necessarily define the rest of it.
Yeah.
It doesn't define everything that religion comes with.
Yeah.
But
hey ho, that's
it is what it is, and
listen,
can't argue, right?
I respect with the definition.
Yeah.
Someone smart done it. Kickstarter then about religion. What do you think? What's your approach on religion?
Well, interesting. Well,
actually, start with a different question.
What is the different question?
Do you consider yourself religious, or just a believer?
Interesting again, because from birth, yes, I'm Catholic, and I believe you too, right?
Yes.
So we're both Catholics, and when I was younger, I would practice Catholic, whatever you would call them, rituals or whatever it is. And as I grew older, I've started to develop my own opinions about stuff. I kind of left the aspects of religion that I don't really believe in, but I still remain the faith. So I have faith that something is out there, right? I don't necessarily call it God, just something above us, the creator. And I believe it's there. And I believe if you, for me, what's enough is just believing in it. If I want to have a chat with that person, I can do it in the comfort of my own house. I can do it. I can go for a walk. I can lay somewhere.
I agree, yeah.
It's when I'm by myself in peace, that's when I connect with the faith as much. And then I never really enjoyed the aspects of Catholic religion where you had to go to the church, you had to pay the money, or you had to tell your sins to a random man, for example, right?
Yeah.
So yes, I am allegedly religious from birth, but not necessarily in practice. But faith-wise, I do still have faith.
So you're basically just faithful more than anything. Yeah.
Faithful, definitely.
And I would say probably the same. It's crazy how your opinions and views change whilst you grow up. Especially that as much as like the religions don't really contradict themselves too much. Like the Bibles, the books of the Bibles don't really contradict themselves. But and I understand with time, you know, times change and like for example, churches, they become a little bit more of a independent like buildings even say, right? Independent organizations that, you know, need the support of the believers, right? I think it's still like put forward in the wrong way, especially that, as you said, the money. I remember as a kid, I was on religious education lessons in Poland, and I remember when in Poland you either had a teacher that's RE teacher or you had a priest coming in.
Yeah, I remember these things. Yeah,
I had a RE teacher, but I also had priests coming in sometimes. And I remember when they were telling me a story of like Jesus going into, obviously in the Bible it's as a synagogue or just whatever place of worship, and he saw people gathering money and like tax collectors being there, and he kind of flipped everything because he didn't want like church or any place of worship to be kind of just linked to money or
it's not
financial.
business, right?
It's not. It shouldn't be.
No,
you should be able to go and freely just pursue the belief, right? So as you say, going out there in public, going out there in comfort of your own house, garden, whatever, look at the sky and be able to speak to God just in your head, even, you know, not even out loud. It's something I value to myself, and I do it quite often. I sometimes ride on the motorbike. This is like a kind of a me alone time.
Yeah.
I focus on the road, but my head is
it's like meditation. Almost,
yeah,
right?
yeah, talking with God. And I struggle to go to church nowadays, where it's so, the monetized is one, but it's just so fake with like people around. I've been to churches where people go there to show off they go church. People go church, yeah, I know as soon as they go out from the church they sin, and yeah, we all sin. I'm not holy. I sin too. Everyone sins. But if you go church and tomorrow you purposely sin, if you go confession, you're supposed to regret your sins. And then the next day you do exactly the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You're not doing it for yourself. You're not doing it for belief. You're doing it for other people just to judge you based on that. Or like, oh, this guy is very religious, I saw him in church every week. But you don't follow it. You don't follow it because you're just stuck in that social cycle of people judging you based on it. So this is the main thing I disagree with churches, and I rather have a comfort of my own. And if I have anything to confess, I'll sit down myself and I'll pray to God, because I'm supposed to confess to God anyways. A random man, because he finished any education school, shouldn't be able to tell me, oh, your sins are confessed.
Yeah.
That's obviously opinion. I don't disrespect priests.
No,
I've met a lot of priests throughout my life as well, and I yet to find a bad one. I actually was pretty lucky to see most of very, very genuine and very good priests who would even take a time of the day when they're not during a mass or whatever. Because I really enjoyed back in the days, once every week or two, I would go to church without a mass. So like church would be open, I would just go, it's quiet, it's alone, and I would just sit down and pray there. And sometimes I had priests coming up to me just to even sit down with me and just ask how my day's going. And then a borderline confession, but not in a confession kind of a criteria, right? I would sit and be like, oh, I struggle with this currently. And very smart people obviously hear a lot of opinions from other people, a lot of confessions from other people, and they will just sit with me and kind of like give me their opinion on of a right path. I can listen to it. I might just disregard that, but at the end of the day, I've met a lot of fantastic priests. So it's no attack against them, but I just prefer my own, my belief being my belief, and my words with God be my own personal ones, So I don't like to share this part.
I really respect it from both ends, both from your end and the priest's end, where you chose the unconventional path and you decided to be quite direct with your faith, right? So you don't rely on an event being in place where you have to go on Sunday morning to the church. If you really want to spend time by yourself and the God, you go out of your way in the middle of the week and you go and you pray, right? And you do it in your own way, right? And that's super true to yourself. And then I also respect the priest, that the fact that he's not at work, he's not there on a Sunday to listen out to you. He's just there on a random day of a week. He sees you, he walks out. I think it's such a more honest conversation you two are going to have than you would ever have when all the people gather around together, right?
Shows a lot of care towards individuals as well.
I think it shows what type of people both of you are, because you're there for yourself and he's there for himself, and he has true intention, so he walks up to you and has a decent conversation with you, right? And he listens out to you, and I think that's something I respect so much more than a typical Sunday. When people gather around together, the parents grab the kids, they force them in. Everyone forces each other to be there together because you're supposed to be good. It's better to go by yourself because you truly are good and you believe in it. So that's
obviously, there's obviously the part that people they enjoy going to church because for them it's kind of like they're not ashamed of their religion, so they like to be out with it. They like to show off. And now, same. If someone asks me, "Are you religious? Are you a believer?" I'll be like, "Yes." If they ask me about my religion, Roman Catholic, that's all good. Like I will still be open about it. But a lot of people go to church and just to prove to everyone how much they believe, right?
Yeah.
And I respect that in a sense because you're not hiding with it, etc., etc. But on the other hand, why do you follow God to prove to others? Like, there's nothing to prove.
No, exactly.
There's nothing to prove. At the end of the day, you're gonna be standing in front of God, and if God will look at you and He knows your intentions, and He'll be like, you went to church, let's say, 7,000 times in your life, but 6,900 times you went because another man forced you to.
And you know what this reminds me of? We had this conversation in the past where we were saying that you can have a good person that is strong and a good person that is weak. Amazing, because you're showing that you're that good person that is strong because you believe in everything you're doing. It's truly you being good because you just believe in it. And the other people that you just described are the good weak people. They're doing it because of fear. They're doing it because it's a social construct, right? Like, they feel like they have to do it. They feel like they have to prove something. They feel like religion requires that from them, and they're not really doing it because they're good. They're just doing it because they've been told to. They're trying to prove it to someone. And as I was saying, if you're at the end of the day, if you're going to be judged by the God, right, you're going to be judged by your true intentions, right? Not necessarily your actions. No. If your actions were good but not truly followed by your intentions, you're not going to be judged well. No. And the same thing happens with atheists. A lot of people have this argument of towards atheists saying, you might as well believe. Like, if you don't believe anyone's up there. If you don't believe anything, you might as well believe. Because it doesn't cost you anything, but at least you'll be granted heaven. It's wrong. It's wrong. Because that's being weak. You just follow. The thing is, atheist people, they're not bad. No. You know, I know a couple that literally don't believe. Yeah, but that's the thing. I don't think faith makes you a good person. No, of course not. Of course not. I know a few. I don't know if they can go as far as atheism, but they would be like, they're not too fond of religions. They're not sure, right? So they're kind of like, you can say they're lost, that's right? Fine. Yeah, but they're good people, you know. They'll see someone on the street begging for money. If they have some spare change, they'll give them, right? If they see a friend in distress, they'll help him, you know. And then good people still having their good families, still living good life, happy to themselves as well, you know, rather than fulfilling the community around them. They're fulfilling themselves and the family. The thing is, if God exists, right, they will be rewarded for it. Of course. Because God much rather has people like this on his side that don't necessarily know if they believe in something, but they are truly good, than people acting like they're believing in something but just have no good intentions. Obviously there's this part of the Bible where the blessed are those that believe and haven't seen, you know. But if you're truly good, you have that place in heaven, you know, because that's who God wants. You know, to be fair, wants you on your team. To be fair, if I had followers that would kind of like, if I'm teaching someone something, and I had some people that dislike me, or they don't really want to deal with me, but they will follow my advices because they're thinking like, oh, do you know what, he's speaking quite smart on this. Then I appreciate them as well, you know. They might not like me as a person, that's cool, because I don't have to please everyone, you know, and they don't have to please me, but I appreciate them for tuning in and like, for the beliefs, you know, for the intentions. Exactly. So I think it's important to just do you and be a good person overall rather than just fitting into society. And another thing I wanted to add on that topic is, don't be good because you're afraid of going to hell. You know, because that doesn't make you good. No, and God knows about it. I mean, if God is all knowing, if you're gonna look at a homeless person and he begs for food, and you're gonna look up and be like, oh, I'll buy you some bread. You know what I mean? God knows. I mean, it's still a good deed. It's just, at least it's better than being bad. It's better than kicking the homeless people. You know, but it's you got to do what's right with you morally, right? You have to do what you believe is right. And I think every person naturally knows what's good and bad. I always had a feeling like every human has those sets of rules, the sets of there's law inside them somewhere where they know what is good and they know what is bad. But it's a very quiet voice. But in any situation that ever happens, you know how you should react in order for it to be good, and you know how you should react in order for it to be bad. And then choice is down to you. But I think everyone generally knows what is good and bad, just not everyone follows. So I don't think a lot of people are lost nowadays.
especially I would say in Christianity.
Oh yeah.
You know, because let's not hide the fact that Western world is big. Social media around Western world and just marketing overall is massive. Europe is, well developed. So if you really think about the development of countries in Middle East or Africa compared to like USA and Europe, we are so much more developed. But because we're so much more developed, we're becoming, it's all about social media.
Disconnected.
And we're really disconnecting from religion. That one thing that should be connecting us is now turned into a borderline joke. Christmas is coming, and every single shop knows that the best thing about Christmas is the marketing.
It's just business, isn't it?
Yeah, because it's presents.
Money.
And it's so wrong for me because we just had Easter. I was in a Tesco's on Easter Sunday. I was in Tesco's and this lady walked in panicking. She's walking in, running around the aisles, and I'm looking at her a little bit, but minding my own business. I'm at the tills now, and this lady comes up and is like, not shouting, but she's stressed, and she's like, "Do you got any Easter eggs? Do you got any Easter eggs?" And I'm just like kind of listening to it, kind of ignoring it, and the Tesco staff, they were like, "Oh no, sorry, we're run out now," and she was like, "Oh, what am I gonna tell my grandchildren now?" And I'm thinking, okay, well, it's nice for a grandmother to buy Easter eggs. Thank you for thinking about your grandchildren. It's nice. But it ain't about the Easter egg.
It's not. It's about the time.
Yeah.
The people.
Yeah, family,
right? It's memory, right?
Unite together.
And that's the thing. It's like, I think we've lost it. And it's, whether you said Christmas or Easter, whatever, it became all about giving gifts. And the thing is, it was always about giving. It was always about giving.
Always.
But it became into just materialistic things. What happened to giving good time, right? Or going somewhere together, right? That's what it's supposed to be all about.
Yeah.
And I think what's happening now, people want, well, Easter's okay because at least it's just chocolate, right? But Christmas, for example, it got to the stage where people are buying each other's cars, phones, laptops. And look at this.
Where's my car?
But look at this, right? If I buy a kid a laptop for Christmas, he's not spending this time with me.
No, he's not.
You know what he's going to do? He's going to play games on this laptop or whatever he wants to do, right?
Of course.
And that's wrong.
Yeah.
You're literally paying money to disconnect yourself from the loved ones.
Yeah. No, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Stupid.
And for us, for example, because in England it's a little bit different, but we celebrate Christmas Eve.
Yes.
And on Christmas Eve, you're supposed to have a meal with family, and then you're supposed to wait for the first star.
Yeah, first star to raise. Yeah,
and then we can have a meal. Wish each other the wishes. And then give some good greetings, eat together, and then and then presents.
Presents.
Me growing up, I remember obviously there's a hype about presents. Like, look, let's be real, you're a kid. Who cares that Jesus was born? When there's parcels there with my name. Yeah. But there was so much, like, I'm thinking family-wise. Family was sat together in Poland, drinking, whatever. But they're socializing together, They have this time for them. And gifts, tiny packages.
Humble gifts.
Yeah, exactly. And it was mostly just to, sit together today, have some food tomorrow, plan for the next day,
Feel appreciated by people.
Yeah. And nowadays, kids will literally just sit there. Can we open the gifts? Can we open the gifts? Can we open the gifts? And it's like...
And then they hop on Warzone, right?
but that's... what? I've been blamed for that as well. I'm literally sat there with family. All right, gifts been given, gifts been taken, right?
Yeah.
And then, depending on your family, sometimes your dinner starts early. Sometimes your dinner starts a little bit later. My one is usually a little bit later.
Well, we do earlier, but...
Yeah. So my one's usually a little bit later. So when I start... Usually you guys, like friends, finish. So I don't know why, but we're just at home always done it a little bit later. So anyways, so now boys will be like, finish. Everyone's like, oh, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. I'll reply, Merry Christmas, I'm eating, and they're like, what, anyone's hopping on COD? And I'm there with family, My gifts are given, food's eaten. Is that it, innit? All right, pop. Straight to my bedroom, boom, playing.
Yeah.
All right. I think it's wrong.
Yeah, but you know that.
Yeah, but I changed it. I changed it now because I caught myself doing that like 2 years ago. Last year I spent more time with family.
Yeah, I tried as well.
Yeah, because I think I'm at this age as well now that with lifestyle being busy, me working, now this also, you know, I kind of tend to skip the family time a lot because just ain't got time, you know. The day only has 24 hours, you know. So I when we have these days, I tend to just like take more appreciation over time with a family.
Yeah.
And you know, just I can see that even in the family's like point of view, it's so much more heartwarming. You know, they're getting older as well. You know, they're you know in 50s, so they look at me and it's like, you know, I'm getting older. Give it 2, 3, 4 years, I'll have my kids, whatever, you know, and then I won't have that much time with them, you know, because it'll be my family. So I think this time now is crucial, and everyone should remember that, like, whatever, if it's topic about religion or just family or just being good, just remember to be like good to one another. And when you're celebrating those days, is it religiously or is it just celebration of a day that you celebrate, birthday, whatever it is, right? Just slow down. Things can wait, your phone can wait, your tablet can wait, and just enjoy your time with family, because we take it for granted many times.
Most important thing, remember.
Yeah.
Said it last time. Friends and family, most important thing.
Mm-hmm. And it has to be.
Yeah. Well,
it's 19 minutes
for this topic.
I think we can wrap it up, to be fair.
Yeah, we had a few more things to talk about, but yeah.
I think
that's what we mentioned, right? The religion topic is, we even branched off religion to other areas, but there are some more topics we wanted to cover in regards to religion, but we'll just leave it for later. I think so. Leave it for later.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens with this one.
And religion, because it's a big topic, it might be like a big one that will keep us going.
What we might have to do is take some of these branches, share it out, and see whether there's any preference to it in regards to which one we should dive into.
Yeah, 100%. So there's
we picked the ones we really like, but there's so much more. But it was a good introduction to where our belief standpoint is.
Yeah.
And
so
we can branch off from it.
But people know where we're standing on. Okay,
I agree.
So we can close off for a minute.
Religion for now, closed off.
Stop this, reset that. I've got a little timer, you know, I'm not hiding.
Because last time the battery died. Yeah. And guess what? We didn't learn. The battery's still not there. The
battery's still not there, but we learned about time management, so it's good. We're moving forward.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the next one?
Raising children.
Well, let's talk about it a little bit, because...
heavy topic.
We've recently started talking about these things.
I hate that topic.
We're growing up.
Yep. Quite quickly as well.
Some of us are closer to having kids than others. Like, I'm still far away. You're probably a lot closer because you're in a stable relationship, right?
With myself.
With yourself.
But there's obviously friends of us that are in relationship. Yeah, it's a tough topic.
Yeah. Well, we have a few bullet points for it.
Yes. So I'm only speechless for a minute, because the more you think about it, the more you stress about it. Yeah. And when it comes to raising children, it's a topic you have to... No. It's a topic you think you need to master to perfection before you have the kids. Yeah. It's a lie. You don't have to. You know, usually my mum said it once, that you learn on your first kid, and then second and third is easy.
Yeah, like with everything, like with this podcast, right? We start it and you learn from it.
Exactly.
But I think there has to be better time to start, right? So I think there's worse times when you can have kids, and there's better times when you can have kids, and I think that highly influences how they're being raised. And I've mentioned it to you today, and maybe we can start off with this one, and it's whether you believe that the age of the parent has a significant impact on how the kid is raised.
Age nowadays is the most significant topic. So it seems like on the internet, no one really mentions, you know, the financial situations, work situations, where you live, what you do, what's your plans, aspirations. They love talking about age though. They're and it's borderline very controversial. If you're 30 and you have a kid, how can you have a kid, first kid at 30, you're old now, wow, your kid's gonna be 20, you're gonna be 50. if you're 20, they're gonna be like, you're young.
When is the right time?
Yeah,
right?
when you're 25, it's like no, you still got a lot of time to have fun. You know, mid-20s, enjoy yourself while you can. But then you're 25 and you don't have kids. They'll be like, oh, but what are you waiting for? It's like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Society makes you want to please everyone,
which is impossible,
and you can't.
No.
And people, by wanting to please everyone, they fail to please themselves.
Of course.
Right. So, and this goes into every single topic out there. You know, people want to please one another rather than pleasing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And then they fail. And then who's to blame? Yourself. Well done. You just failed.
Yeah. So,
age, a significant factor.
I think there's two. I think it goes into two different areas, because one thing you've mentioned that I found very interesting is financial.
Mm-hmm.
And I think your financial situation matters. Like, it's quite a big factor, which I think age has an impact on, because often the older you are, the more you earn.
Mm-hmm.
So age, in terms of financials, age definitely does matter.
Yep.
But then another point we have to cover is your actual mental maturity and emotional maturity. And this is a totally different factor, right?
Yeah, 100%.
So maybe we can talk about the financial first.
What else my vape? Okay, anyways.
Maybe we can talk about the financial first, just because you mentioned it before.
Mm-hmm. Financial. So age-wise financial, you're right. You want to... Oh, I found my vape. So, financial. Age-wise financial is, you're right, the older you get, usually the more experience you are at work. Mm-hmm. Usually you tend to have a bit more pay. Maybe if you started some company work or your desired career at 22, mm-hmm. 23 to 25.
And also you most likely own a lot more things, right? Because if you're, for example, if you're like 16, let's say, which some people do get pregnant at that age, you're most likely don't have a stable job.
Nope.
You don't have a car.
Nope.
You may not even have a license.
Nope.
You may not have any of these things. And
you have nothing.
And that means not only now you have the kid to raise, but also yourself.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You don't have these things in place. Whereas if you're, let's say, 25, for example, and let's say you're not making much more money than you were 18, for example, but you most likely already have such a better foundation set in place. So straight away, you're better, right? So you just progress.
Even controlling your finances as well, because you might have money at 16, but you don't really know how to move your money around to kind of keep and not lose it, you know. There's also these factors of when you're young, you want to have fun. So financially maturing is important, you know, being able to save some money, being able to pre-plan the money, schedule money, you know, you know that you have enough money for this, enough money for that, enough money for your bills, etc. So age also comes into the financial financial situations, and financial situation when you hit the later 20s and you're more comfortable, everyone will kind of push you towards have the kids. Yeah. But sometimes you're in a stuck in this zone of I want more money, like
greedy.
Yeah, greediness. Sometimes for good reasons, because if you want more money, so if you have a kid, you can spend more on them, or you know, take more time off. Then I understand. But you know, take a step back, think about it, right? The kid is not in the end of the world, you know. Back in the days, families had 2 kids and still both parents working, you know. They had to manage somehow. Yeah. But financial is a big situation, and I understand how it puts stress. You know, what was the other topic I said? Financial and
the mental.
That one's heavy.
That was my favourite.
That one's my worst.
I think that was the most significant one.
That's why I don't like it.
Because financial is one thing.
Yeah, money comes and goes anyways.
Money comes and goes. Family's there to help you.
Yes.
But money does not raise the kid.
Yes. I mean, yes.
Yeah. I think you have to be emotionally mature.
And available.
All these things. You have to experience life in order to know what builds a character, what struggles you need to go through in order to get better.
Yeah.
You need to generally just live life through the easiest and the toughest moments, which I think do happen through your teenage years and your early 20s, right?
Yeah.
And I think you need to go through these years to then, when you have a kid, you can identify situations
Mm-hmm.
which will allow that kid to learn those values.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? If you're too young, you still haven't experienced enough life to then be able to show someone else.
Yeah, no, yeah, of course,
Right?
of course.
And I think that emotional maturity is probably the biggest one.
And the problem I have with it is, like we said on the first episode, I said with regards to knowledge, the more I know, the less I know.
Oh yeah.
And the same happens with this mental, stability, being mentally mature. Same thing, the more I think about potentially having kids one day, the more I think about what I can give non-materialistic to them. How do I raise them up? How do I ensure that they're on correct paths? The problem is you never know.
You never know, but
you stress yourself every single day, but you never know.
But you know what's a good indicator? The position you're currently in your life, right, will highly dictate how you're going to raise a kid.
Yeah.
Because I know you, and you're doing pretty well with life, right? So I know you would be able to pass on some good values onto the kids.
Yeah, I believe.
And I know a lot of people your age that are doing nothing.
Oh yeah.
Right? They can't take care of themselves.
Not to name a few.
Yeah, they can't take care of themselves.
Yeah, so exactly.
I can't expect them to be able to raise a kid.
And it's funny because these people usually have kids before people like me or like you.
Yeah.
And they will have these kids and they make exactly the same mistakes and it's sometimes it's mind-boggling for me how people have this sort of neglect. Like, having a kid is probably number one most important, not for everyone, but for me, for example, it seems like the number one most important thing in your life.
It's if you look at life, right? Yeah. I always look at it. It's like everything you do around. So, for example, like this podcast, for example, right? That's a side quest.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And like a lot of the things you do are side quests. And I think the main quests of life...
If everyone subscribes, it will be a main quest.
If the main quest, having a kid, having a family, right? Having home.
Yeah.
Building home.
Yeah.
Right? And it's one of those main things. I think if you ever thought about the purpose of life, that would be one of them.
Yeah.
Right? And it's such an important thing and you don't want to mess it up.
No. And there's no clues. Because you're living your own life. You can't live off someone else's life, like we said in episode 1, because it just doesn't work then.
Yeah.
So now yourself living your own life, having your main quest, you don't have second try.
No.
And this is the hardest part, It's not like you're putting a Minecraft on creative.
You can't
mode.
reset.
No, there's no reset. There's no new world. There's no start again from scratch or restart. You have one chance. Well, you can have multiple chances. You can have multiple kids. However, you still want all of them to be kind of like on the right path.
Yeah.
Throughout their life.
But the worst thing is, it sounds like philosophy exists, right? Which means, for you, the right way of raising someone is your way.
Yeah.
And for someone else, it's their way. And it's like, which way is the right way?
Exactly.
Right? Because for you, the way you do it is the right way.
Yeah, but this stresses me out even more.
Yeah.
Because we're in those times where everything is so easy for us. Social media, internet, if I don't know something, Google, right?
Yeah.
It's so easy. It's so easy to communicate with one another. It's so easy to get around. Now, back in the days, with philosophy, in Greece or Rome, philosophers from, whatever year BC you want to name it, right? They never had a phone. They never had Google.
No.
They just sat there, let's say in the mountains, right? Thinking.
I call them thinkers.
Yeah, and they were brilliant people, because they would just look at the sky and just think purely straight from their head.
They tried to make sense of every single situation in life.
Yeah.
Every principle, every law, every scenario, they make sense of it. They put it in their head, they think logically, they make sense out of it.
Yeah, and they've been doing it themselves,
Yeah.
And those lessons are still very valuable today. So imagine smart people like this on a deathbed. They sometimes were sorry they couldn't navigate their kids better. People that are so such thinkers, so wide knowledge, they sometimes struggled.
But do you also think because when they had their kids, right, they were wise, of course. But as they got older, they became even wiser, right? And maybe they just feel like they've learned so much more knowledge and they just...
Too much.
Yeah, too much to the point where they feel like they haven't passed on enough.
Yeah, because they can't pass everything.
Yeah.
And also, if you're a thinker, doesn't mean your child will be the same thinker, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's tough, but it does stress me out on a day-to-day basis because you can... If you're starting thinking seriously about family one day and you're thinking, okay, I'm going to have a son, I'm going to have a daughter, the values that you want to give them, they have to be correct because you will feel responsible if they fail. No matter what happens, you know, sometimes they can bring it out from home, sometimes they won, sometimes they will just basically kind of their own paths. They will kind of learn, like they will follow their own paths based on what they saw at home. So similar situations, you will still blame yourself because why wasn't I there to help them, support them? So it is a very big topic, and how to make it right.
Yeah. The thing is, it's interesting because it's a topic which we can't really talk much about.
No, because we don't know.
We don't know.
But this is why I respect a lot of mothers.
Yeah.
Every mother that stays at home and provides this primary education for a kid has my respect because imagine they were probably stuck like us, you know, but they just have to get on with it.
Yeah.
Me and you, we can run away from it, to be fair. We'll be like, oh yeah, babe, I'm off to work.
Yeah, men can run away.
They can't run away.
A woman can't.
You know, I mean, my mum was with me all the time.
And like, it's such a cowardice thing to do, to run away, because I think every home needs both a feminine individual and a masculine individual.
100%. Yeah.
Because feminine individual, the mother, she will teach you the emotional stuff. And the masculine figure will let you go through the struggles. Yeah. Learn from it. Put you through difficult situations. 100%. Show you what life is really about.
Yeah. This is the compatibility I said about parents. You know, parents have to be compatible by both given the same the knowledge they can provide to stick to one. You know,
definitely.
You can't just raise your kid all emotionally without understanding the struggles because they will fail in life. And on the other hand, you can't just show them all the struggle with no emotion because you're going to have a little Lord Voldemort. Empathy, right? Yeah, a little Lord Voldemort running around, man.
Yeah. So it's such an interesting thing you've put because I think in this day and age, when you mentioned a kid being raised just purely emotionally, I see that everywhere.
Yeah.
I see a lot of men being raised with such a high level of emotional... don't even know what to call it, but just
education, I guess.
A lot of emotional people, they get depressed all the time. They get sad all the time. They get frustrated all the time. They can't control it. Yeah, it's like they've been missing that masculine figure in them, which knows how to deal with it, which knows that this is life. You have to get on with it. Yeah, you know, you just have to do it.
Then imagine before war, you know, before First World War or Second, men couldn't really say, "Oh, I'm depressed." They pick a gun and they go and fighting. You know, they were just taught in struggle. So,
and that's not good either.
It's not good. It's not good because
now it's because if you just taught the masculine side of it, and the masculine, like highly masculine thing is take care of others more than yourself. Yeah. So if you're just raised the masculine features, what happens now? You don't care about your own happiness. You just care about everyone else, right? Yeah. So you also need that emotional side to have a little self-care as well. Right? Think about yourself a little bit, you know? Yeah.
Do you know what stresses me out a lot though, yeah? Is when I'm scrolling through social media and I see something like a kid aged 10 jumped in a burning house of his, save his 4-year-old sister.
I love it.
Of course I love it too. And I'm like, okay, respect to the kid. Respect to the parents.
Definitely.
How the hell did you do that? How did you? Because it's not telling the kid, if ever the house is burning, jump in.
No one told him, right?
How did you put mentality? Because that's both masculine and feminine.
But it's
emotion, it's care. And it's also masculine, like I'm going for
courage,
it.
Right?
Yeah, courage, I'm going for it. It's my duty of care. I'll burn myself, but she'll be safe.
But that just proves that who you become is not determined by your parents only. It's also determined by some aspect of yourself. So that kid made his own choice.
I think it's sometimes imagination that's heavily influencing you. It's crazy.
And I think, and you can see that across and across and across. You know that very well-known story about two brothers being born in a house of alcoholics, where one became an alcoholic and one didn't, right? That story just proves that, yes, their parenting has an impact on it, but at the end of the day,
it's your choice.
It's your choice, right?
And both of them had the idea of the household. So it's still parent, actually, but it is your choice.
But that also shows that you can't always just blame the parent.
No.
Because parents, that's the thing, parents are always the first one to be blamed.
Yeah.
You know? People that are lucky, that have generally good kids, right? That naturally just good kids. They would be good kids anyway, right? They are the first ones to blame parents that have bad kids.
Yeah.
You know? And they always blame the parent. But it's not always your parenting.
No.
Like it also is the kid.
Yeah. And
the kid has his own logic, its own thinking. And you see this, I do believe that there are parents who try very hard, but a kid is just a little devil and just won't let it go.
And to be fair, it's not even themselves no more. It's the aspect of, okay, the kid's 5 years old now, 6 years old now. Mummy wants a little break from looking after the kid. Daddy wants a little break. So what they're going to do, here's a tablet for you. Do you know what I mean? What can you see?
It's fine. Right.
Okay, cool. So so the kid is 5 years old. Daddy wants a break. Mummy wants a break. Here's a tablet. Social media, boom, done. YouTube kids, shut up.
But that's so bad. You know what happens then is because you disconnect yourself from the kid, and you're letting the kid process that entire situation by himself for too long. What do you think the kid is going to do? If you as parents, you give the kid a distraction, right? And the kid knows that you don't want to sit with him, right? Yeah. And the kid is there. Some kids will just generally get absorbed by it, but some won't. Some will sit and they'll be like, they will overthink it. They'll be like, oh, my parents don't love me. Yeah. They don't want to spend time with me, right? And they will reinforce emotions in their own mind. And that's often what I believe will probably create so much aggression. And so much hatred for people.
Yeah. And they stop listening to parents as well, you know?
Yeah.
Because they feel disconnected. Imagine comparing it to, for example, a dog. You can't put a dog in a room and be like, oh, there's a TV for you. No. Or like, you can give him a bone, but as soon as that bone's finished, you know, it actually, because bones are finished, so that's food, but give him a toy, like a nice toy, but he will get bored. He wants your attention.
He wants to play the toy with you.
Yeah, so, because, and dog doesn't have this problem of like, yeah, I'll nag him 24/7 because I want his attention, I don't care. Like, we're either boys or not, we're either bros or not, you know?
Yeah, dogs are just...
Yeah, so they will...
Because dogs, they don't
process it that you want to get rid of them. You're just like, oh, he gave me a toy. Yo, I love him.
He's just going to wait. Yeah,
and he's going to wait.
Whereas a kid is going to start making scenarios out in his head.
Yeah. Oh, raising children. Listen, I don't know.
I don't know.
Financially, I might know. Mentally, I might not. Do you know what? You can, with raising kids, you can cover every single aspect.
I feel like I may not yet, but really soon be ready. And it's only because I am really pleased and happy with my own character that I've developed, right? I know how I have my self-chats with myself, and I know how critical of everything I am of everything that I do. Yeah. And I think I'm doing a relatively good job at becoming just a generally decent person. And I think because I've went through all these experiences, I think I would be ready. Maybe not yet, but very relatively soon. And I think you're doing a really good job as well.
Yeah. I think we're doing okay for. I think we're doing good for what we do. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And to be fair, let's not stress about it at the moment.
When the time comes, the time comes.
When a woman gets pregnant, we'll come back here.
You either stay or leave.
Yeah. The thing is, we're Polish, so we always have this choice of just give her a runner. Yeah. You know what I mean? But Ryanair's quite cheap, you know, but I'm straight
to Polish. The thing is, I can't do this. My faith?
Same.
Faith? What?
Do you know what? It's not even about faith, you know, it's about me, you know, like it's my kid. Do you know what I mean? Like, for me, I'll be vexed if the mother wants to hold him for too long. Like, do you know what I mean? Especially if it's a son. If it's a daughter, yeah, take her. Because I'm stressed about daughters even more. But
that's a different league. Yeah,
son.
Let's before we finish that topic. I wanted to add one more thing. I think I'm ready for raising a boy.
Yeah,
I'm not ready for raising a girl. No way. I have no idea.
No clue.
But that's why it's important to pick the right partner.
Exactly, compatibility. Because
if you pick the right partner, they need to be well-rounded to be able to raise the daughter. You're there to raise the son. They're there to raise the daughter. Ultimately,
it doesn't work like that.
They have more experience, right?
You're gonna get hated for that.
They have more experience, right?
Yeah, but you're gonna get hated for that.
Just have daughters, and you'll be fine.
What? Oh my days!
But no, I think raising a son probably a lot more comfortable than raising a daughter.
But it's because as men, we're literally taught that like as soon as you hit that certain age, mate, you're alone. Go out, play football.
Yeah.
You'll be fine. For a daughter, she'll be 18, comes back at 6 p.m. I'll be like, what time do you fucking call that?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's so hard.
And then I know my boys. I know what they used to do when we went out.
Yeah.
I know me when I was to go out.
Yeah, when I was 12, I know what I was doing when I was 12.
Yeah.
And I'm still here. Do you know what I mean? So I gotta give him that freedom. But I don't know what girls do at 12. They better be locked up in the bedroom or something.
Yeah,
because the girls I met when I was 12 and they were 12, they were a little bit dodgy.
Yeah.
I don't know where they are now. I don't want my daughter to be that way. So
let's finish it.
Yes.
We're slowly low on time.
Yeah, what's the camera looking like?
It looks alright from here, but I'm just looking at the time.
Did you put the record on?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we had 2 topics.
Yeah, we had 2 topics. We only wanted to cover 2 topics today.
Yeah, but I feel like we've waffled a lot.
we have, but that's the idea of the show.
Yeah, exactly.
We talk about anything and everything, and we do it the way we want to do it.
We're soon going to probably start like vlogging in it, because sometimes we just like when we talk about this, we put so many better points when we're talking one-on-one that on the show actually.
The thing is, we say we start with a topic and we don't even go with the topic. We just
yeah. But it's good. It's good. I mean,
but that's how it always goes. I think it's more interesting.
Yeah, of course.
Because you go into some different areas and.
Yeah, it's more casual conversation.
The thing is, like, nothing that we do is scripted.
No, nothing, exactly.
We just say one word, relationships.
Yeah, I have this here. But I don't want to just sit here and read it, right? So I got like a what's it about, and I know what I can like.
But you still don't read it.
No, I mean because I can't. To be fair, I can't really see these letters. I've made it too small.
Okay.
And I don't want it to move too much.
That's fine.
But let's go on to the new addition to the. New edition on episode 2.
Yeah, we wanted to make it a little bit fun.
Yeah.
So
we're going to play a little game, Would You Rather. I love Would You Rather.
You only have, 4 questions?
Well, I got 5 here, but we don't have to go through 5. It really depends. I was just going to stop as soon as it will like hit like certain time, because obviously the camera will run out. So it depends on what our answers are. If the answers are going to be quick and straightforward, then we might go through all of them. But I got 5 here.
Well, you had some messed up Would You Rather questions.
Oh yeah. We're not going to.
You lost the paper, which I'm glad about.
Yeah. I remember a few, but I'm not going to say.
I don't think you should say it.
I'm not going to say them. Maybe in episode 100, if we get sponsored by someone, then I can say those Would You Rathers. But at the moment, no.
Yeah.
Because I'm still supplying myself with a 9 to 5. And I do value my job. So, do you want to start with me?
You start. You got the paper, you can...
Oh, do you want me to just go through the 5 with you?
Just go for the first one.
Okay.
And then we'll see how it goes.
Okay. I don't want to start with that one, though. Do you know what? Let's start with this fairly easy one. So, would you rather be in history books for something terrible, or be forgotten completely when you die?
Personally, I think I'll just rather be forgotten. Because it's all because of my faith, right? Because I do believe that life doesn't finish after you're dead. I believe life continues, but it goes into the spirituality. And I think if the cost of that is me not being remembered down here for leaving a happy eternal life, I'm taking it. If it's suffering for eternity, to be remembered down here, it's not worth it. And also, my values just don't allow me to do something terrible, right? If anything, I would rather be remembered for something good. But
so you're saying it's so it's not even for something terrible, but it's for something terrible that you think it's terrible.
Yeah, even more.
Then yeah, I'd like to be forgotten as well. Actually.
Why would you want to be like thinking, especially if it's for you? Because if there is something horrible that you would never want to do,
yeah,
and then you're remembered for that, yeah, that's pretty trashy. Not for me.
So
unless you want to be their villain.
No, yeah, do you know what? The thing is, I would. You killed it. Because I would say, I would rather be in history books for doing something terrible. But now you've added the faith into it, and I forgot that if I do something terrible, I'll go hell.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
All right. So my opinion actually doesn't matter no more. Because I would rather be forgotten, because at least God doesn't forget about me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I'd rather live where I am now. I'd rather live simple life.
Yeah.
Than going off my track just to do something stupid.
And also, if you're doing it for the publicity.
Yeah, that's the problem. Because if I truly believe something, like that's the thing. This is how I saw this question. If I truly believed in something, and I've done it,
yeah,
and it would be deemed as terrible because I lost,
yeah,
because this is the case. You know, everything that's terrible happened in the world is only terrible because you lost. You know, you can look at Roman Caesars. You know, they've been killing people too, but because they always won, they're not bad. They're not the evils. They're not the villains. They've always been glorified as great leaders.
Yes.
But so when it comes to leaders of country, for example, if you won the war, no matter what things you done, no matter who you killed, you're still the leader. You're still glorified. You're still the greatest. You know.
But you fought for something, right?
Yeah, but if you lost, then the history is written by the ones that conquered you. So then you are the bad one. So this is how I saw it. You know, if I do something that I believe in, and I would rather do something I believe in it, even if it will be deemed as terrible.
Yeah. Because
I believe in it. But if we're talking about doing something like truly terrible, like it's even against me.
Yeah.
And now I'm going down there chilling with Lucifer.
Giving up on it.
Yeah, do you know what? Just forget me. You know? I mean, we've got the videos. No one's going to forget. Like, we can just send the memory card to space and someone's going to find us one day.
Maybe.
Maybe
not.
It depends if they speak English.
All right,
cool.
Next one.
All right,
let's do it.
Okay. Do you want to give one or do I?
Nah, I can't see it from here. You go.
Okay,
I'll just sit here comfortably.
We both give opinions anyway.
Yeah, that's what we do, right?
Yeah, just check that camera. Oh, it's on the last. It's on the last.
Lash.
Okay, cool. So, would you rather start a colony on a different planet, or be a leader of a country on Earth?
Start the colony on a different planet.
Cool.
Because
why?
Think about this. If you were a leader of a country,
yes,
right?
Which country? Okay, don't worry about it.
Yeah, country.
Okay.
You can change the country a little bit, but most countries are so broken already, difficult to fix. And another thing is that one country will be impacted by all the other countries. So if I would like to create like a utopian world, you won't be able to do it anyway.
Okay.
But if I had a new colony,
okay,
yeah.
Would you start your own religion?
Gyms everywhere.
Would you? Oh my days!
It would be Monday leg day for everyone. Right?
I'm coming.
No rest days.
Raf ain't coming.
In the bar, protein shakes.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Bloody hell! Like you're bare boring. Don't start a colony because I'm not coming. No one's gonna come.
Perfect.
But would you start your own religion?
No.
Oh, you're lucky. You're lucky. I was trying to catch you out on that one.
No,
if you say yes,
that would be. I was thinking about it. I think I could share what my faith is about, but I don't necessarily want to push it onto someone else.
Yeah, I literally. Oh, okay.
Because that's what religion would be doing, right? I would then try to push that onto others to believe in, but I don't think it's my choice what they believe in.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to necessarily inspire weaker individuals to believe in what I believe just for the sake of it.
Yeah.
And I want them to believe in what I believe because they actually see the bigger picture.
Mm-hmm. I thought you were going to say, like, for example, yes, and then I'll be like, oh, so you don't believe in God?
See, okay, catch me up.
Okay, yeah,
not
exactly.
happening.
Yeah, so I think I would. Do you know what? Yeah, you gave most of the examples. So I'm just going to say I'll start a colony on a different planet just because it's something else.
But then I think
it's more fun.
But I think for you,
Monday's always rest day.
I think for you, having your own country will be more fun for you because you love leadership.
Yeah.
Right?
I can lead a colony.
Yeah, but then you have no one to compete against.
Oh, that's true.
You need competition. You need to fight against people. That's your personality.
So basically, if you start a colony, you'll have a different planet.
Yeah.
And then I conquer Earth.
But you need some gym lads.
I'll borrow from you. Monday leg days. Protein shakes and bar, you know what I mean?
Yes, I think.
No, yeah, but that's no. I like that because that's true. I like to have. Yeah, if you start your colony on a different planet, you are alone and you're just guiding people.
Mm-hmm.
Fair, but like, what do you do apart from that?
And another thing is, we just said we're not sure if we can raise kids, and now you want to raise a colony. That's also quite tricky.
Yeah, but being a leader of a country is tricky as well.
Yeah.
Because kids, they kind of don't argue back with you that much. Because you'll be like, go to your room. What am I going to do with... go to prison.
What if you have 50 kids saying no?
Then you get 50 rooms. I don't yeah. I might choose a leader just because there is a little bit more competition there.
I think it suits your personality a bit better.
And yeah, I think I would find myself... And also, starting colony is like, you starting something from nothing, whereas being a leader of a country, you sometimes have to clean up the mess that was done before.
That's what I'm saying. The country's already broken. So for you to turn it into something that you believe in...
Yeah. I think that would be mad.
And also, the thing is, I'm the sort of person that I would... Like, I have my own beliefs, right? And my own beliefs are not always the right ones, right? I tend to I like to do things morally right. And sometimes... Because
you're a bit more nurture, I'm a bit more nature.
Yeah.
When nature didn't work on Earth, I would have to bring it back.
Yeah.
And you starting it, right? You bring nurture towards the people to kind of expand on the nature. Mm-hmm. So that would be quite alright, Okay.
See?
I like that.
Alright.
Right.
The camera's dying.
Is it?
Yeah. Well...
Would you rather cheat and own up to it or catch your partner cheating?
Catch my partner cheating.
Same.
I can't cheat.
And I will leave that here.
Leave it here.
We'll leave it here because we'll learn that we're not going to talk when the camera's dying.
Yeah, we'll have the battery next week. And
I'll catch my partner cheating just because it'll be easier to break up with them. Right, lovely. Actually, I don't know how to say goodbye to people because haven't. Thank you.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure. And catch us on episode 3. For how long was that then? Yeah, it's good though.